Welcome to the Daily Spend Advanced Techniques instructional video. Um, we're glad you're here, and boy, if you've made it this far, that's absolutely amazing. That means you're really taking pride in your finances and making sure you're getting on track because it isn't easy to do. Um, and we just hope that the daily spend technique is helping you get through that a lot quicker and a lot easier with a little more insight. If you don't really understand what this video is all about, most likely you've caught this on YouTube. That's great. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're exposed to us. But the best thing for you folks to do would be to go to dailyspend.net, subscribe, get started with the beginning system. It's short, it's quick, it's free, and it'll be much more understandable if you start from the beginning. So anyways, for those of you that are on the advanced techniques at this point, hopefully you've been using the basic technique for a little while now, so you do understand the basics. What we're going to do in this video is go through the rest of these numbers here, how we get to those numbers, how they're calculated, and how we achieve one step further in the daily spend, which is to move away from the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. And when I first started daily spend, I did it because I was making such a little amount of money. I couldn't even think about moving away from paycheck to paycheck. But what I wanted to do is just know exactly and have the confidence how much money I could spend every day because I had such a small margin of error. And when I use this system, even with that small margin of error, I had confidence in what I could spend and what I couldn't, and I could adjust my lifestyle appropriately. What I've then evolved this into, as things have gotten better for me, is moving away from that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. And in that is where we find the strength of daily spend. And the type of budgeting that we do, which it really isn't budgeting, it's really real-time figures to know what you can spend and then making the right decisions with how you spend that money. So let's dive right into it. First thing we have to do is, since it's the same spreadsheet as the basic, I left this one tab out. It would really confuse the basic side of things. So now you have to add it back in, and that is just go to View, Hidden Sheets, and Goals. And you'll see this tab comes back up, and we're going to get into this a little bit later. It's about your 10-year goal or 5-year goal, whatever you want it to be. I call it my 10-year goal, and I'm trying to double my money for 10 years. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. What I want to do is get into the first concept that goes beyond the basic, and that is paying yourself. So you remember we talked about this figure here, and basically that figure is the amount of money that I've paid myself over this time frame that I started this thing. And I basically started this thing, what is it, August? I started this thing back in May. This is 4 months ago. And just by doing the daily spend, I've been able to accumulate a fair amount of money. Now, I don't make a lot of money. You're going to see that here. But I've been able to accumulate the amount of money. And this doesn't also mean that I've been, frugal or a miser. In that time frame, I have, bought presents for my family. I have plans to take, go on a trip, take certain family members on trips and things like that. And I've done so last year as well. And so I'm not this miser, but what it is I'm aware of my finances, and I'm aware of my goals in terms of being able to make a decision on whatever money comes in, where I allocate it. And that's what this program has given me. And I love spreadsheets, and I started putting these things together. And hopefully one day this is going to be an app, and a lot of more of this will be automated. But at this point, this works. And we're going to show you how to use the advanced technique. So for me, the first thing I do every day when I get up is I look at my summary and I see, okay, this is my daily spend. This is what I put away this month. This is what I put away total since I started this thing. And these are my safe months. Now, what safe months are the amount of months you have if you lost your paycheck today. And the way this is calculated is if you go into your bills, you've got your bills for the month there, and you basically take the amount of money you've saved and you divide it by your bills, and you get your safe months. So right now, if I lost my check today, I would have 2 months to get my act back together, either, get another job, start a business, run like hell. I don't know, but I would have that time frame. In effect, technically speaking, I am not paycheck to paycheck any longer. And that, was simply by putting away the money, and paying myself first every day, making decisions. And it gets addicting, believe me. So anyways, you remember this figure, was basically, I said, leave it at zero if you don't want to pay yourself first. But the whole idea behind daily spend was to just get that knowledge. So and understand what your daily spend was. In the advanced techniques, we take it a step further and we say, okay, now we know we're getting this money every day. What are we going to do with it? Are we going to go out and buy that coffee? Are we going to buy that pack of cigarettes? Are we going to buy that 6-pack of beer? Are we going to go spend the money on, stuff that we don't necessarily need? And that's fine if we do. I do it all the time. I go to Starbucks all the time. I don't drink or smoke, so that helps. But, I spend stupid money on things, gadgets, technical stuff. I just bought myself a laptop. So I spend money. It's not like I'm a miser, but I'm making that conscious decision, knowing what my total goal is and knowing what I can incrementally spend money on. And what I do consistently is every day I get up, I look at this summary and I say, okay, what's my daily spend? It's $44.63. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pay myself $44.63 first. So before that day even happens, I have paid myself. And that's what's important, because I want to make sure that I get paid first. I'm sure you've heard of that theory before, and that's what is working for me. And because I've done that over the last 3 months or so, you can see some pay periods I have a lot of bills, some I don't. So I pay myself a lot, and you can see how that adds up, and it adds up quick. So that's where I get this figure. That's where I get the safe month figure. And now I'm going to real quickly talk about my 10-year goal. That's what this figure is here, or that's what these are here. So basically, this is my next goal. My goal is to, if you look here, it was to double my money every year for 10 years, which would make me a millionaire. Now, in that regard, you can't save your way 10 years from now to $1 million. It's impossible. Obviously, at this point, you'd have to be putting $286 a day away. You'd have to be putting $8,000 a month away. Obviously I can't do that. But I can save up to about $32,000 a month, because basically I'm doing that now. I'm saving. Calculates to, it's basically $518 a month. And I have to do that until I'm 60. So that's about 4 more years from now, or 4.5 years from now. But that's doable. This is certainly doable. This is way doable. So I'm already saving more than this money. And the point is, this may not be your goal, but this calculates for you whatever your goals are. So you can change this figure here. Remember what I said in the basics. If it's got a dooley dad here where it looks like it's some kind of code, you want to leave it alone. But if it's just got numbers, and if it's just got dates, like here, then you can change these around and all these numbers will recalculate. Okay, so this is my bigger picture. Okay, this is what I'm trying to attempt. And if you go back and watch the concept video, we talk about how much money you can save per day. Okay, and it starts, my goal is to save $25 a day. Okay, so if I'm saving $25 a day, I got I basically got $64,000 saved by, in 5 years from now. No doubt. And if I stay in my current situation, I can do that pretty easily. Okay, you can see from where I paid myself that I go ahead and am able to do that. I'm sometimes saving way more than $25 a day. You can see these are daily increments. But you can change this to fit whatever goal you may want. Okay, so as long as I'm on this pay structure where I'm paying myself and I'm saving this kind of money, and I'm sticking within the summary of, creating safe months and putting that money away. Heck, I take money all the time and go on trips, and do certain, kinds of things that are within my means, because I understand what it takes to save the money I need to save. So, what this system has done is got me on a track and a commitment to paying myself almost every day first, and then I start to do whatever else I want to do. So if I pay myself first, then anything I spend on anything else, I don't even care about because I paid myself first. I've taken care of my responsibility. And you'll see how addicting that gets. And so that's the key to the advanced technique. You want to get up, you want to pay yourself first. You want to set your goals for a certain amount of time so that you can see, oh, well, if this is my goal, this is what I got to save every month. And if you save, mine's $25 a month. That's a lot, you know, but you can save $2 a month. You can save $10. I mean, $2 a day. Mine's $25 a day. You can save $2 a day. And if you do that, you're going to have $700 at the end of the year. Now you're not going to save your way to $1 million, but it's $64,000. Do you think you could start a business? Do you think maybe you could travel a little bit with $16,000? You start to get some freedom there in decisions you want to make for yourself. And that's what this is all about. It's not about getting rich tomorrow and the next day. It's about being competent and prudent about where your money is being spent. And it's not about budgeting. It's not about being a miser. It's just about being knowledgeable. It's funny that when you have money, or you know where your money is and where it's going, you just tend to make better decisions. And that's why a lot of people don't necessarily make better decisions because they don't even know. They don't have a clue. They think, oh, I got $600,000-$700,000 in the bank, something like that. I can spend this, that, and the other. Believe me, when you start to break it down like this, you start to really focus and put your money to work for you. And so that's what Daily Spend is all about. We use this technique. We're going to move on further into, all kinds of stuff where you can actively use your money or different ideas. So we hope you follow us and stay with us and get a lot out of this technique and utilize this technique because certainly it can be done. All right. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you later.